There's this really strange, heavy feeling you can get, feeling lonely, but inside a relationship. It's this quiet strain that somehow turns what's supposed to be your comfort zone into a source of stress. Today, we're going to talk about this silent burden and what it really means.
And that feeling right there, it's like an alarm bell going off. It's a sign that you might be the one carrying all the emotional weight of the relationship, all by yourself. It's really the first step on the path to understanding what's going on and hopefully finding some clarity.
You see, relationship problems aren't always these big, loud, dramatic fights. So often, they're the quiet issues, the ones that just simmer under the surface and slowly but surely wear down the connection, leaving you feeling totally lost and misunderstood. Okay, let's look at some of these common ones. Emotional neglect. This isn't necessarily about someone being cruel, it's about your needs just not being met. And poor communication, well, that just leads to this endless cycle of misunderstandings. And then there's that persistent, awful feeling of being taken for granted. It creates this distance that feels absolutely impossible to close. These are the silent burdens.
And here's the thing. These unresolved issues, they don't just stay neatly inside the relationship. No, they spill out and affect your entire emotional health, creating this incredibly heavy weight. Let's actually explore the toll this takes.
First up, there's emotional exhaustion. It's that feeling of being completely and utterly drained from the constant effort. The effort of trying to be understood, of managing the day-to-day stress of it all. It's a kind of fatigue that goes bone deep.
And when you constantly feel neglected or unheard, it's so easy to start internalizing it, right? You begin to question your own value. You start to wonder, do I even deserve respect? Am I worth it? And that can be absolutely devastating to your self-worth.
So naturally, all of this instability leads to chronic anxiety and stress. Your relationship is supposed to be your safe harbor, your safe place. But when it becomes the source of your anxiety, your whole nervous system is just on high alert 24/7. That feeling of walking on eggshells, that becomes your new, very stressful normal. And this right here is maybe the most painful part. It's that profound loneliness you can feel even when you're not physically alone. This thought, it's such a powerful indicator that your emotional needs are just fundamentally not being met, that you feel invisible inside your own partnership.
So when you're feeling this overwhelmed, what do people usually do? They offer advice. But here's the thing. In a moment of crisis, a quick solution is probably the last thing you actually need. There is a huge difference between giving advice and offering genuine support. Just look at this comparison. Unsolicited advice, no matter how well-intentioned, can just feel so dismissive. It rushes right past your pain to try and find a quick fix. But emotional support, it does the exact opposite. It creates safety, it makes you feel heard, and it gives you the space to actually process what you're feeling, which honestly is the only way to find true clarity. And this brings us right to the heart of the solution. Before any kind of guidance can even be helpful, your emotions have to be acknowledged first, and that happens through a very specific practice, emotional listening. This is the real path to healing.
So what even is emotional listening? Well, it's way more than just hearing words. It's all about creating a safe space for someone to just express themselves freely, without any judgment. The goal here isn't to solve the problem, it's to validate their feelings. So here's how it works in practice. It all starts with listening, but without judgment. Then you have to allow for completely free expression. The good, the bad, the messy, all of it. The next step is absolutely crucial, validating those emotions. So instead of saying, well, you should do this, it's about saying, wow, that sounds incredibly difficult, and it makes total sense that you feel hurt. It's that validation that creates the calm and clarity you need to figure out what's next.
And when you finally receive this kind of real support, the focus finally shifts. It's not about the overwhelming weight of the problems anymore. It's about you and your path to healing. It's about reclaiming your emotional strength and taking back control. And the benefits are so real. You'll start to actually understand your own needs, and you'll gain the strength to set healthy boundaries. You'll be able to make decisions from a place of empowerment, not desperation. You'll rebuild that strength, and you'll just feel emotionally lighter. Let's end on this because it's so important. The challenges you're facing in your relationship, they do not define your worth. Feeling overwhelmed is a completely natural response to a really difficult situation. It is not a sign of weakness.
So the final question is really for you. After carrying this silent burden for so long,
After feeling so unheard and unsupported, are you ready to seek out the kind of support that doesn't lead to quick fixes, but to deep, lasting emotional clarity? Because the path really does start with being heard.